Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're breaking down the absolutely wild plot of the fantasy epic Onyx Storm. And let me tell you, if you thought the stakes were high before, you have no idea. Right, so this story doesn't mess around. It doesn't ease you in, it literally throws you right into the fire. We open with this massive shocker. The Xaden, the dark wielders everyone's terrified of, have actually breached Basgiath War College. I mean, the one place that's supposed to be impenetrable. So the fight isn't out there at the border anymore. Nope, it's right on their doorstep.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. We're following our hero, Violet Sorrengail, through 5 pretty critical acts. First up, we've got the crisis within the walls. Then we'll get into the quest for a cure. After that, a truly crushing rejection. Then things escalate into an unwinnable war, and it all culminates in the final sacrifice. It's a lot.
All right, let's get right into it. The venom getting inside? Yeah, that's bad. But believe it or not, that's only half the problem. The real danger, the one that's happening right now, is the enemy you're sitting next to in the mess hall.
So the Riders Quadrant is just completely broken. You've basically got two camps. On one side, you have the Navarian loyalists. To them, Violet's allies, the ones who learned the truth and fought with her, they're just traitors, period. And on the other side, you've got the Aritian rebels, who are now trying to get back into the good graces of the very place they left behind. It's a total mess.
And this quote from Aura, a loyalist wing leader, just nails it. This isn't some simple disagreement. Oh no, this is generations of pure hatred and mistrust just boiling over. And it's paralyzing them from the inside at the exact moment they need to be united more than ever. So, as if all that political drama wasn't enough, we've got this deeply personal crisis layered right on top. We're talking about Violet's love, Xaden Ryerson. He's fighting a war inside his own body. See, he started channeling power from the earth, and it's slowly, terrifyingly, turning him into a venom, the very monster he spent his entire life fighting.
And that really sets the whole thing up, right? With enemies on the outside and enemies on the inside, who can you possibly trust? The war with the venom is scary for sure, but these internal battles, the ones about loyalty, trust, and Xaden's actual soul, that's where the real stakes are.
Okay, so as Xaden's condition gets worse and worse, the whole story just pivots. Violet's mission becomes crystal clear, and it is dangerous. Find a cure, whatever it takes.
And her only hope? Well, it's basically a myth. She has to go find the fabled 7th breed of dragons, the irids. These are Ardana's people. But this isn't just some, simple fetch quest. It's a massive political mission that's going to take her way, way outside Navarre's borders, deep into totally uncharted and very hostile territory.
And this journey is just brutal. Violet and her squad have to cross these treacherous seas, island hopping between places that are each their own little political minefield. You go from the super strict monarchy of Deverelli to the, let's say, combat-obsessed society of Umbriel. Every single stop is a test of survival.
So after this insane journey, we're talking assassins, political schemes, impossible trials, the whole 9 yards, they finally find them. They find the irids. But the huge turning point they were hoping for? Yeah, it turns out to be an absolutely crushing blow.
The Irids dropped this bombshell of a truth on them. Adarna wasn't some gift. She was a test. A criterion, they call it. She was sent to see if humans and dragons had, moved past their violent tendencies. And the era's verdict? Everyone failed. Spectacularly.
They don't look at Adarna and see a symbol of hope. No way. They look at her and see a weapon, one that's been tainted by violence because she's bonded to a lightning-wielding rider. And their decision is final. It's absolute. They will not help. There is no cure for Xaden.
Violet is just shattered. And she comes to believe that the only way for Adarna to truly be happy and be with her own kind is to let her go. So she makes this absolutely gut-wrenching choice. She severs their bond, basically sending a piece of her own soul away with her.
So Violet and her crew, they return home. But they don't have a cure, they don't have an alliance, they have nothing. And the world they come back to? It's been plunged even deeper into a war that now feels completely, utterly unwinnable. I mean, while they were away, the war just exploded. 25,000. Let that sink in. That's how many people are estimated to have died in the fall of just one city, Seneva. It fell to this super powerful venom maven named Theophany. This is not the same war they left behind. And right in the middle of all this chaos, Violet's magic takes a terrifying turn. She gets a second signet, which is super rare, dream walking. Now this lets her enter other people's dreams, which sounds cool, right? But it also opens this kind of psychic door, and a Venin sage immediately kicks that door in and starts hunting her in her own nightmares.
This sage is just relentless. He starts tormenting Violet every night, pulling her into these shared nightmares with Xaden, and he uses this connection as a weapon, as leverage, threatening to kill Xaden right there in their dreams unless Violet agrees to surrender to him.
So all of it, the failed quest, losing Ardana, the war spiraling out of control, the nightly torture in her dreams, it all comes to a head. It all explodes in one final, desperate battle for the city of Drathus.
And their situation is, to put it mildly, hopeless. The Venin army is this massive, endless horde, and it's led by that unstoppable maven, Theophany. Against a force like that, Navarre's army is just completely outnumbered, totally outmatched.
Right in the middle of the battle, Theophany goes right for Violet. And she doesn't just threaten to kill her, she offers her something else, a temptation, power, a place at her side, a way to end all the fighting. And you have to admit, that's a pretty seductive offer when you're staring defeat right in the face. And this is where everything changes. Xaden sees no other way out, no other way to save Violet, to save the city, to save anyone he loves. So he makes the ultimate sacrifice. He reaches down and just channels. He pulls power directly from the earth. Not just a little bit, everything. He unleashes this Onyx Storm, this massive wave of shadow, and completely obliterates the Venin army by becoming fully Venin himself. So, yeah, he made a choice. It was a cold, hard calculation. To save everyone else, he had to sacrifice his own humanity. He became the exact weapon they needed to win that battle, but in doing so, he's now become an even bigger and, frankly, more terrifying threat to the entire world.
And that is the insane cliffhanger the story just leaves us dangling on. Xaden won the battle, but he lost himself in the process. And the one question that hangs over everything is, can the man Violet loves ever be saved from the monster he chose to become?